Anyway, let's go to an auto buff system, because buffs are really hard to remember when you get above 5 people in the party. There is Smart Buff and Pally Power. Smart Buff likes to error all the time. And Pally Power, well, it doesn't really do anything so much anymore. So Pally Power is kind of going on the way of, Quest Helper and other things. It's just not as important as it used to be. So I recommend ZOMG Buffs. It is one of the coolest add-ons I've ever found. I really don't know how I lived without this thing. What it does, you can see there's a little button there on the left side of the screen, and that button, if I click, or I can even mouse scroll, I don't even have to go over there and click, will just start buffing the party, giving them all the buffs I can give them. Now I can even set it up so that only certain people get that buff, and it won't remind me to buff other people. If, for example, you're trying to buff different people with different things, giving one person one kind of buff and other people another kind, it'll remember who gets what buff. So if you're a shaman and you're putting your Earth Shield on the tank, it's not going to try to convince you to put Earth Shield on DPS. You can tell it to be learnable or not, which means it's going to remember who it was cast on. And yeah, it's pretty easy, self-explanatory. If you're a mage, you can set up a button so that it'll pull up a teleport menu, which is really cool because if you're in a party, it'll even have a portal menu above that. But I really like that feature. It's completely unnecessary, but they added it anyway. It used to interact with Pally Power so that you knew what other paladins were casting, but since that's not really important anymore, it no longer has that function. Deadly Boss Mods. Deadly Boss Mod is raging important, mostly because it gives you all that information that people were learning from Tank Spot and, watching videos of raids from the beta. Like, here's an example. It just throws up messages saying, hey, it's going to be casting this in 5 seconds. Now it's going to start casting this. The cooldown on this is expired. Your boss is going to start casting these things. It just throws up a whole lot of information like, hey, you're standing in something stupid. Please move away. It even says move away. Look, because it does not want to give you the benefit of the doubt saying, you're standing in such and such poison, and you going, I don't know, should I move at this point, or, wear a raincoat, what do I do? It'll tell you, hey, stop casting, this guy is in this phase. So it really does do a lot of cool information. Deadly Boss Mod is very useful for, just basic, dungeons and raiding. These are add-ons everyone should have. I'm not going to require that you have them. But, having them is a good plan. Start with a damage meter. SCADA is acceptable if you really, really, really just can't have the one that everyone uses, which is Recount. Recount is super awesome. Here's a picture of Recount showing us DPS. It shows, hey, your hunter is doing a lot of DPS, while your rogue isn't doing so much. So if you're going through a raid and you're noticing that, it's taking a long time to take the boss down, you can go and look and see who's doing what. Now, it does not only measure DPS. This is the best part about it, is it can measure all of these things. It can say, hey, who's missing, missing some of their shots. And if you pull up accuracy, it'll say, this guy is only hitting about 50% of the time. It'll show healing done, saying, this guy is healing in the party a lot more than you are. So you can compare healers to DPS, which I always find fun to point out to a DPS that I'm healing more than they're hurting. Mail Mod. Mail Mod is really cool. There's a variety of them. They all do basically the same thing, which is, the one I use is Postal. What they do is, when you open them up, here's an Open All button, and it'll just basically, once I click it, will take everything from all of those mails I have, put them in my bag, and delete the emails. So, it only works for the auction house, though. So that, if someone sends me something, says, hey, here's 20 gold, it doesn't delete their email. It'll instead, let you read that and delete it manually. But, auction 1, auction unsuccessful, auction successful kind of thing, outbid kind of thing. All of those emails just get automatically deleted, and the stuff just gets loaded into your bags. So you don't spend, 10 minutes at the mailbox going through stuff. Click, open, get attachments kind of thing. Info bars and plugins. Titan panel is still in full swing, apparently, but the one I recommend is FooBar. I love FooBar. It's simple, and I think there are more plugins for it. But you can see that there's a bar at the top of my screen. It's really cool and has a lot of useful information that I don't like to go through menus for. So let's go ahead and look at a few of them. First one is Money Foo. It tells me where all my money is on my various characters, where I've been spending it today, and how much I have without having to open my bags. Durability Foo shows me just a percentage of my armor and how it's still going or not going, and what's broken, so I can tell what's really in need of repairs. Portals Foo is kind of useless now that it's just part of the spell, but it pulls up a list of the various portals and places you can go. And, yeah, just, one-click casting. Performance Foo is cool because it allows you to look at your performance without having to go highlight that computer on your character bar. It tells you how many frames per second you have. It looks like I'm getting 10 in Orgrimmar. And it tells you why, if you have a lot of add-on usage, or if your computer's just running slow for some reason. Guild Foo lets you know which of your guild members are online, and you can click them to talk to them. Friends Foo is the same as Guild Foo, but with friends. Alright, Rare Finder. Now, there is the Silver Dragon add-on, but there's also NPC Scan and NPC Scan Overlay. I recommend all three, because what they do is they literally just you're in a zone, they just start searching for rares that are around. And what you'll do is you'll be flying around and suddenly these pop-ups and it'll go burn and let you know that there is a rare near you. It looks like I've been swimming and Captain Foulwind is nearby. Now, so what I do is I click on that and it instantly targets him and puts a raid target icon over him. It looks like I've got green triangle. And now, the cool thing about this targeting system is if you carry around a focusing lens, they're called either the Jade focusing lens or something like that, and you can get them on the auction house for usually a gold or less, and you can use that to, once you've targeted them, it just literally points and shines a laser on them. So it points your character in that direction, says whatever you're targeting is that away. And that's incredibly useful when using this rare finder kind of thing. It turns out Foulwind actually is an alliance-only rare, so I couldn't even go kill him. But anyway, it's really useful for finding rares like the Time Lost Proto-Drake, which I still haven't found. Add-on control panel, really useful add-on here. This is one of those things that when I found, I was sitting there going, how did I live without this for so long? What it is in that options menu you get to by pressing escape, is there is now a button you'll notice that says add-ons. And when you click it, it pulls up the add-on loading screen. So you can select which add-ons you have active at a time. After you do that, you can click Reload UI, and it will automatically load those add-ons and make the changes, or deactivate any add-ons you turned off. Additionally, there are sets, so you can record which add-ons you would like on a character, and that way you can turn them all off and then turn them back on without having to select them individually. It's really an incredible add-on. It's so obvious that we wonder why it's not in the Blizzard default frames. Alright, Alt Management. Alt Management is very important if you have more than one character. Altaholic. Altaholic is so wonderful. There is nothing like it, and it's just incredible. This is a list of my alts from a long time ago, but it tells you how much money they have, how much rested XP they have, what they have going on, whether they've got mail. Good stuff going on there. This is their bank and the bags that they carry. It'll give me a list of so much of their stuff. This is the guild bank from one of my other characters. This is one of my other characters' professions. It looks like he's an engineer. So this is a list of all the recipes he has and the ingredients that it'll take to make those. Really, really useful add-on. Now we come to a section that I call the Automation and Confirmation Application Presentation. This is a whole bunch of things that just go automatically to make your life easier. First thing is the Quest Station Itemation Confirmation application. We're looking at the add-on Auto Item Start Quest. What it does is when you get an item, such as this one, the Tainted Arcane Sliver, which is one of the first things you get in the Blood Elf starting zone, you'll notice there's an exclamation point. That means it starts a quest. Now, when you get one of these items with the add-on, it'll just automatically start the quest for you. Say, you got an item, you're now on that quest. It's for those of you who don't like to read quest text. Now, a Reputation Confirmation Customation application, Auto Tabard. Auto Tabard, what it does is you set it up and you select, I need the Bilgewater Cartel. I'm going to use their tabard. So whenever I enter a dungeon, it's going to automatically equip me with the tabard I've chosen. And when I leave that dungeon, it's going to switch me back to the original tabard. So I don't miss out on any reputation. Now, the Lootation Confirmation Customation application we're looking at is Auto Confirm Loot. Now, are you tired of this? Are you sure that you want to disenchant this? Are you sure you want to roll greed on this? Are you sure you want to roll need? It gets rid of that. So when you click disenchant, it says, thank you, we're going to disenchant, and you're going to roll disenchant. Now, Resuscitation Confirmation Customization application, Auto Res. This one is pretty easy. Such and such has resurrected you. Accept or decline. This is usually not a hard choice. So if you're not really important, if you're playing like a rogue or something who can't res other people, when people res you, you're just going to accept it anyway. So it just gets rid of that so that whenever someone reses you, you automatically res. Buff Viewer, Elcano buff bars. This is an incredible thing. I don't know how people will live without it. I had something like it when I started playing Warcraft, and I've never played without one. So this is really important. You'll notice the default buff frames show me that I have buffs on, but doesn't tell me what they are. And the ones I buff on myself, it won't tell me how long they are going until I highlight it. So it's really kind of annoying to even look at your own buffs. With the Elcano's buff bars, it'll tell you what you have and how long it's lasting. It's just incredible. It'll show you different colors for debuffs, things like that. It's a great little add-on. Friend management. If you have alt, you need friends with benefits. Now, friends with benefits, what it does is when you log on with a character, it'll update your friends list. Just automatically go, such and such was added to your friends list, such and such was removed from your friends list, and keeps your friends list the same throughout all your characters. Kind of useful. Now, Addon Cleanup. If you get a lot of add-ons, you'll notice that there is a problem, which can be solved with Minimap button frame. Now, the Minimap looks like this when you have a lot of add-ons running. Basically, because those are all the little menus of things you could be using. So it makes it hard to use the Minimap. So with Minimap button frame, what you'll notice in the bottom right corner there, I now have a box with all those little add-on buttons gathered up there. And my Minimap is much, much cleaner. For spam control, spam control. Spam control, I use Spam Me Not because it's a lot more customizable than any of the other ones. Here's where I can set it up. I have it set up so you can't message me unless you're level 10, or it looks like level 5 here, but it'll just automatically report if you are getting accused of spam a lot. It'll check their rating, spam a lot, but it'll check their spam rating and prevent them from messaging you. So you get this little message here. It says so-and-so was blocked with a rating of 156, and you're reporting them from spam. And I didn't have to do a thing. It just, boom, they're spamming me, and I'm reporting them for still doing it.